Ladies and gentlemen, I want to inform all of you that this isn't a normal Riley Bates video. I am out here, and I'm talking like this because I want to inform all of you of something that I really wanted to keep private, but assuming how sometimes world travels fast, I decided to get there faster. Now, a lot of you know of, if you're a fan of Riley Bates, a lot of you know of a show called Tennessee Turmoil, where the second round of that show, I faced a guy by the name of CJ, and when I had a match against him, my fault of his own, not of his, never took in the move before, didn't know how to really react to it, take it, and I ended up messing up my leg, and my knee, actually and exactly. And I didn't know the extent of the knee injury. I knew that after I could barely walk on it that the rest of the day, but, you know, it is what it is. And so I kept pushing. As most wrestlers do, you just keep moving forward. Can't look back, can't go back. Just keep going forward. And so the next day, slapped a compression sleeve on it, you know, just to see how it does, and I could walk. And so I was like, alright. We had a series of matches we had to film that day, so filmed it. And the knee injury just kind of died down with ibuprofen and water and whatnot, some rest, ice, clearly dying down. The just wasn't in pain. And then came around Bound for Destiny 3. In between Tennessee Turmoil, the whole tournament, and Bound for Destiny 3, my knee would ache here and there. But Bound for Destiny 3, during the ladder match, when I would do a frog splash and Bane X hit me with an excavator at a midair, I landed wrong on the same knee that I injured at Tennessee Turmoil. And, you know, with the adrenaline going on in such a big match like that, you can't really feel it. You know it's there, but you can't really feel it. So I walked it off and continued the rest of the match. And I was in pain. And so I came back to Pierre, South Dakota, where I'm from, and I learned to just walk it off. Did the same thing I did before. And so, from Bound for Destiny 3 until Wednesday, 2 days ago, I couldn't take the pain any longer. It was agonizing to walk, agonizing to wrestle. Whenever I would lay down to go to sleep, it would hurt just to move it back and forth. And so I decided to go to urgent care, get it looked at, and today, around 9 a.m., went to go see an orthopedic, and they scheduled me for an MRI. Did the MRI, came back, and found out that I had torn my ACL with bruising on the bone of my knee, and I will be out of action indefinitely for roughly 6 to 9 months. I know what you're thinking. Does this mean that I will be out of every organization that I was around in? No. As of this moment, I am talking to the higher-ups in CBW, for example, about doing something. I want to state that my career is on pause, and I am going to say this, no alarm, but until I get completely healed, 100%, 150% healed, I am retired from backyard wrestling. in-ring competition, that is. Right now, the future isn't looking too clear. It's a little bleak, especially with the MRI and the results that I got back. I will update you guys as to when I'm in for surgery and all that. But as of right now, that's what you have. Riley Bates is officially retiring as of this moment. When I come out of all this, I will be unretired. I'll be back in-ring action. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's a grandfather clock in our living room. So that's telling me to not be so fucking sentimental right now and state this real quick. See, I know what mostly everybody's saying. Everybody's saying right now, Bates, I'm so happy you're retired because I never wanted to see you in the middle of the ring. That's most people. I have a few fans out there that's going to be so distraught being Riley Bates. Why? But let me just make this perfectly clear for all of you. Riley Bates is the best wrestler ever to step foot in CBW, UWA, SPW, wherever. So you got people like our new critical heavyweight champion. You got people like Gavin the Purger who decided to make his return. You have people like Captain Law. You have people like Fletch. You have people like CJ. You have people like Jake Howell. You have people like Jack Delta, of all guys, who go into VTW. You have people, even Aaron Blaze, alright? You have people, everybody who thinks that they are the best wrestler without a shadow of a doubt, but you're looking at the best wrestler alive in the 605. You want to know why I'm the best wrestler alive in the 605? It's because I am the one, the only, the fallen star, the Pepsi drinking, and that fourth wall breaking. And it's mainly because no one can compare to the name Riley Bates.